If the UFC went away, the PFL will probably take up the slack. PFL is going to get people to pay attention. There's one who's really interesting, who's this monster. She's terrifying.
Big fight coming up July 19th against Sumiko Inaba.
Dangerous is back in the cage and she's going to bring the violence. So don't blink. It's good to be back. She's a little bit more of a striker than she is a grappler. I feel like she does both, but she will stand and strike. So could be a good striking match. We'll see. She's definitely going to bring it. You have to take girls like that serious because they've got nothing to lose as well, you know. But super nice girl too, but we're fighting each other now, so I guess that doesn't matter.
I mean, the prize was amazing, the belt's amazing, but for me, I want to fight. You know, I loved fighting 4 times last year. The year before that, I fought 3 times. The year before that, I fought 4 times. So I've always been a really active fighter. I've always been that type of person that's in the gym all the time. So for me, that's why I've always got better and better, because I live in here.
The undefeated Conor McGregor Sports phenom Dakota Ditcheva is finally getting back in the cage, and let me tell you, her opponent better be ready for war. We're talking about PFL's inaugural Africa event, a fighter with 28 knee strikes that ended her last opponent, and why the entire MMA community is demanding the UFC sign this absolute destroyer. Stick around, because we're breaking down everything you need to know about Dakota Ditcheva versus Sumiko Inaba, plus why this might be the fight that changes everything.
Okay, so you're not happy with her to continue?
His legs, oh, knees. This clinch knee is devastating in the hair from the coach. And to maintaining balance. And look at that. Look at this tight plumb. Every time.
Oh,
pain on the face of shrink and
slit. Struggles away. Beautiful from the ball. Beautiful. This could be it, though.
In MMA. To that position, but Dakota uses it. Body has taken a and now Dakota already severely with effort there. Valentina needs to square up and close for the sake of fighter safety.
First things first, Dakota Ditcheva is back, and she's not happy about the weight. The 26-year-old Manchester native has been sitting on the sidelines for months, and in her own words, she's ready to bring 10 times more violence because they made her wait half a year. And folks, when someone with 12 knockouts out of 14 wins says they're bringing more violence, you better pay attention.
Good competition. They can't give me someone that's, you know, just kind of signed to the PFL and not really had that much experience, because it doesn't make sense. I've just beat Santos very easily. If I'd had a 5-round war with Santos, there would have been a few more people in there that would have been more.
Here's what makes this so crazy. Ditcheva has been practically begging for a fight, telling MMA Junkie, "Get me anything." Literally, I get it's hard for PFL. Well, PFL finally delivered, and they're giving her Sumiko Inaba on July 26th in Cape Town, South Africa. This isn't just any fight card, people. This is PFL's first ever venture into Africa, and they're putting their biggest star front and center as the co-main event alongside middleweight champion Johnny Eblen.
Her 90% knockout ratio speaks for itself.
My dad didn't do any kind of martial arts or anything. So me being a female in the sport, it's been nice to have my mum being the one that's been through everything, you know. I'm not bothered about going to the floor. I want to stay stood up. I think that's what the fans like more. Like, jiu-jitsu is boring. So in a fight, you know, I like it. I like to train it, but it is very boring. Do you know me? I go right from the first bell. So I'm going to be going full guns blazing. My mum's gym is based in Sale, Manchester. It's called Northern Spirit Muay Thai. Anybody is welcome to go and train there. I know you guys ask all the time for me to do like training videos and things like that, and when I'm in camp, I'm not really allowed to do that. I don't really.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Conor McGregor's massive endorsement of Dakota Ditcheva. When the notorious spotted Ditcheva at BKFC 71, he couldn't contain his excitement. Listen to what he told her. "You're the next big thing, baby. Strong women, good girl, F awesome. Great to see you, great to finally meet you. Superstar, 100%.
What's up, my man? Good, good. How are you? All right?
All good. Always good, brother.
Fucking up, bro. Dakota, super. You're the next big team. Look out, bro. Thank you.
How you doing, brother? Okay, yeah. Good, man. Good.
Fucking awesome. Great to see you. Great to finally meet you. I know it. What's the crack? What were you playing? Lovely. As superstar right here.
That's what I'm saying, right? Yeah.
That's not just casual praise, folks. That's the biggest star in MMA history putting his stamp of approval on Dakota Ditcheva, and the fight community has taken notice. Social media is going crazy, demanding Dana White sign this woman. Fans are calling her Dakota Da Beast, future UFC champ, and some are even saying she could beat Valentina Shevchenko. When you've got comparisons to Anderson Silva versus Rich Franklin and Ba Ruten's legendary liver shots, you know you're dealing with something special.
She's beautiful. She's a gorgeous woman. She looks like a model. It has nothing to do with men beating each other up. It has nothing to do with brutishness. It has to do with high-level problem solving with dire physical consequences. But the early days were interesting because, like, you know, there was a lot of people disparaging women fighting, including Dana White.
When are we going to see women in the UFC, man?
Never.
Never?
Never.
Yeah, some people get disturbed watching women get bloodied up. That's a big one for some folks. It feels different. Obviously, I'm a big fan of women fighting, but when I watch a big cut on a woman, it feels different. It's so hard for people to not get emotional when they get hit. It's a very bad way to react in a fight, to fight with emotions, because you expose yourself. You leave yourself open for counters. You miss your rhythm. You're not as deceptive. You're too obvious in your pattern. And so many times you get hit a lot more. Yeah, it's a big problem with fighters. The smart thing to do is to fight with correct technique and with a correct strategy, meaning you have an understanding of how to execute best. It's not to just wait in and let bombs fly. You have to be very precise in your tactics. You got to be very smart.
And here's a scary stat. In her championship fight against Tila Santos, Ditcheva landed 28 knee strikes before getting the TKO finish. 28. Her opponent literally couldn't continue. So who's brave enough to step up to this destroyer? Enter Sumiko Inaba.
Predatory fury in the ring, Sumiko Inaba obliterates her opponents with dazzling knockouts. The Lady Samurai stands as Dakota Ditcheva's next opponent for July 26th.
Or to at least try to get her legs up. Oh, beautiful pass by Sumiko there.
The ref is probably going to stop the fight here.
And she's trying her best to guard, but she's just not. There it is.
Inaba comes in with an impressive 8-1 record and plenty of Bellator experience. She's been around the game longer than Ditcheva in terms of organizational experience, which makes her extremely dangerous. Ditcheva herself acknowledges the threat, saying, "These are always the most dangerous fighters, the ones that don't have anything to lose." And she's absolutely right. Inaba is coming off a finish over Mackenzie Stiller and has nothing to lose and everything to gain.
The face of the PFL, the 125-pound women's tournament winner.
The fans have been asking for me and they've finally given me a fight. So I'm excited to get back out there and it's going to be an amazing event. You know, first time in South Africa, Cape Town. So yeah, I'm excited just to get back in there as well. Everyone that's been there to support me all these years is obviously excited to see me back in, but then a whole new kind of crowd is going to be able to watch my skill. A lot of new fans.
Dakota 2.0, dangerous coming. Don't you worry, she's not gone anywhere. She's coming back stronger. So for me, I'm getting in there the same amount of violence, if not 10 times more, because they've made me wait half a year. Honestly, I could literally fight any time of the day, any day of the week. Like, you could just put me in the cage and I'd just go for it. So for me, it doesn't really matter where it is, when it is. I'm going to be ready.
Sumiko Inaba, the opponent. I mean, obviously, she's got an impressive record as well. Maybe not as well known as you at this point, but 8-1, a formidable opponent. I guess, what do you think about her?
Yeah, I mean, when they come up with her name, like, you can't turn your nose up to fighters like that. You know, she might not have been around for a while, but I mean, 8-1, 9-1. She's kind of been around longer than I have in this Bellator and MMA world. So for me, she's going to come for it. And these are always the most dangerous fighters, you know, the ones that don't have anything to lose, you know, so I've got to take it serious and I'm ready.
With a tactical standpoint, this is fascinating. Ditcheva describes Inaba as a little bit more of a striker who will stand and trade. That plays right into Ditcheva's wheelhouse, those devastating knees and elbows in the clinch that have made her famous. The question isn't whether Ditcheva can win, it's how quickly she'll finish it and how spectacular it will look. This fight is about so much more than just another PFL bout.
I feel like she want to stand and trade a little bit, so I'm excited. It's a great matchup and a great girl as well. I've seen her around in the tournament last year and she's always super nice, so I don't really have anything bad to say about her. I feel like me and PFL have been on a journey. Like, I'm a little bit of an example for kind of the next generation. Is setting off PFL Europe as well. I feel like UK fighters over there now that I know, it's like I kind of started it off, you know, now like we know loads of UK fighters that are on the Europe scene and they're all kind of...
PFL is bleeding top talent to the UFC. Patricio Pitbull and Aaron Pico have already made the jump. If Ditcheva puts on another dominant performance, the pressure on Dana White to sign her will be immense. Think about it. Here's a fighter endorsed by Conor McGregor with 12 finishes out of 14 wins, who's already being compared to legends, and she's the co-main event of PFL's biggest international expansion. The UFC women's flyweight division could use this kind of excitement.
When she was fighting, she fought at like different weight categories just to get the female fights, and it was really difficult for her. You know, she didn't get many opponents and stuff, and now to see me kind of in a tournament full of girls and now fighting for the...
Plus, this is part of PFL's Road to Dubai Champions Series, meaning the winner could be looking at even bigger opportunities down the line. All right, let's get real about what we expect to see on July 26th. Ditcheva's going to come out aggressive after being inactive for months. She's talked about bringing 10 times more violence, and with her Muay Thai background and devastating clinch work, I expect her to pressure Inaba immediately.
About her?
Yeah, I mean, when they come up with her name, like, you can't turn your nose up to fighters like that. You know, she might not have been around for a while, but I mean, 8-1, 9-1. She's kind of been around longer than I have in this Bellator and MMA world. So for me, she's going to come for it. And these are always the most dangerous fighters, you know, the ones that don't have anything to lose, you know, so I've got to take it serious and I'm ready for it. I think it'll be a really good matchup as well. Like, she's a little bit more of a striker. She'll grapple as well, but I feel like she's going to stand and trade a little bit. So I'm excited. It's a great matchup and a great girl as well. I've seen her around in the tournament last year and she's always super nice, so I don't really have anything bad to say about her. I feel like me and PFL have been on a journey. Like, I'm a little bit of an example for kind of the next generation. It's setting off PFL Europe as well. I feel like UK fighters over there now that I know, it's like I kind of started it off, you know, now like we know loads of UK fighters that are on the Europe scene and they're all kind of progressing. It's nice to be an example. I quite like it.
Inaba's best chance is to keep it at boxing range and avoid the clinch at all costs. But here's the problem. Ditcheva's pressure is relentless, and once she gets you against the cage, those knees start flying. My prediction? Ditcheva by TKO in the first round, probably by knee strikes in the clinch. The only question is whether it takes 15 knees or 30. This is exactly the kind of fight that makes or breaks careers, fight fans. Dakota Ditcheva has all the tools, all the hype, and all the endorsements. One more spectacular finish, and the UFC will have no choice but to come calling. For Sumiko Inaba, this is her chance to pull off the upset of the year and catapult herself into title contention.
You have to be very precise in your tactics. You got to be very smart.
Like, I still feel like I haven't hit the top of the flyweight world division yet. You know, I've conquered PFL, but...
When is Dakota Ditcheva going to the UFC?
I think people now, with me beating Tila Santos, they want to see, like, what else I'm capable of, so it's got to be something more.
Women want to be equal. And believe me when I tell you, women have proved here that they are equal. They have absolutely proven themselves, and people love the women's fights. These women become big stars.
You could be
Mark your calendars, July 26th, PFL Africa in Cape Town, South Africa. You can catch all the action live and free on the new PFL app if you're in the United States. What do you think, fight fans? Is Dakota Ditcheva ready for the UFC, or will Sumiko Inaba shock the world? Drop your predictions in the comments below, smash that like button if you want to see more breakdowns like this, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest MMA news and analysis. I'm your host, and this has been MMA Central. Until next time, keep fighting, and we'll see you in the cage.
You could fight any female right now. Who would you want to go with?
Valentina Shevchenko right now. I want to be at the top. You know, I'm still 26. She's been around for a long time.
Right now, I'm not too sure that Shevchenko is the best 125er there is. This girl, man, she goes after people. She is nasty.
Valentina has to fight this woman.
Dakota Ditcheva sends clear warning message to Valentina Shevchenko after Tila Santos' brutal KO. And trust me, this is a warning the UFC flyweight champion needs to take seriously. The 26-year-old British sensation has just become a millionaire, crowned PFL flyweight world champion, and she's got her sights set on the biggest name in women's MMA. But is she ready for the legendary bullet?
Devin deep for sure. Santos is in trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
Stay tuned as we break down everything you need to know about this potential super fight that has the entire MMA world talking. Let's start with the moment that changed everything. Last month in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Dakota "Dangerous" Ditcheva did what many thought was impossible. She absolutely destroyed Tila Santos in just 2 rounds.
This matchup right now is a woman that's not even in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. She's in the PFL. Dakota Ditcheva is the best flyweight outside of the Ultimate Fighting Championship right now. She's up there. She's up there with Alexa Grasso, Manon Fior, and the rest of them. And I'm not afraid to say it. 14-0, 9 first-round knockout TKO. Insane power. Dakota Ditcheva has been viral on the internet for a reason. And in her last fight, fighting Tila Santos, TKO in the second round. She usually beats him in 1.
Now, why is this significant? Santos isn't just any fighter. She's a former UFC contender who gave Valentina Shevchenko one of the toughest fights of her career back in June 2022. Many fans believe Santos actually won that fight against Shevchenko. But Ditcheva? She made it look easy. Brutal body shots, devastating clinch work, and that signature Muay Thai precision that has become her calling card. The finish was so dominant that it immediately shifted the conversation from Dakota who to how would she do against Shevchenko.
Like Valentina Shevchenko versus Dakota Ditcheva.
She doesn't get decisions. She's knocking people out. She is making them quit.
Like Valentina makes you pay. She makes you.
With this victory, Ditcheva claimed the PFL flyweight title and pocketed a cool $1 million. But more importantly, she silenced every critic who called her a can crusher. The numbers don't lie. 14 wins, 0 defeats, with 10 first-round finishes. At just 26 years old, she's not just knocking on the door of elite competition, she's kicking it down.
It's been a long time coming. This is mentally the strongest I've ever been.
You know, competition is important to me. So if you're going to put me with the same girls and have the same girls in the tournament, I'm not really that interested.
You've just mentioned there that you want to be the queen of this division worldwide.
We were just kind of talking about going into the UFC.
Thought about for many, many years and just not been in the position to do it. People now with me beating Tila Santos, they want to see like what else I'm capable of. So it's got to be something more.
People thought she won against Shevchenko. You know, she's never been stopped. She's never been stopped. Shevchenko didn't stop her. People thought she beat her. And now what can people really say? Made it look like another can on the list as people always comment on my stuff.
Dakota has come.
Now, here is where things get interesting. When asked about facing Valentina Shevchenko, the current UFC flyweight champion and arguably the greatest female fighter of all time, Ditcheva didn't back down. Her 6-word response, "I could definitely, and I would." That's not just confidence talking, that's a direct challenge to a woman who's dominated the flyweight division for years. Shevchenko, at 36 years old, is coming off a hard trilogy with Alexa Grasso, a win, a loss, and a draw that showed some cracks in her armor.
That fight set the tone for her rivalry with Nunes, which peaked in 2017 at UFC 215. In their rematch, Shevchenko lost a razor-thin split decision many fans still dispute to this day. Before her legendary flyweight run, Shevchenko also defeated Holly Holm in a striking masterclass and submitted grappler Juliana Pena with a slick armbar. Proof she wasn't just a striker. But it was in 2018, when the UFC introduced the women's flyweight division, that Valentina truly began her reign. She won the vacant belt by dominating former strawweight queen Joanna Jędrzejczyk over 5 rounds at UFC 231.
The greatest fighter in mixed martial arts that is a female is the underdog tonight. Valentina Shevchenko has completed the rubies on the new belt.
But Ditcheva respects the champion, she told reporters. She's been champion for years and years. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still 26. These girls are like 31, 32, so I have to kind of humble myself a little bit. However, don't mistake respect for fear. When pressed further, Ditcheva made her intentions crystal clear. You put me in a cage and I'll go against anyone. The British fighter trains at American Top Team in Florida alongside current UFC flyweight champion Alexandra Pantoja, so she's no stranger to elite-level training. Her coaches believe she has the tools to beat anyone at 125 pounds.
So I'll put it back on you, Dakota. Who do you think is the #1 flyweight in the women's division right now?
Valentina Shevchenko.
You still put her number one?
100%. Look, she's the first person to finish her rubies on a belt. She's been around for so long, and she stayed at the top of that level. I know people are saying now she's on a little bit of a down, but she's a lot older now. She's been around for years at the top of the level, and no one's been able to wipe her out. Grasso got that one fight on her, which was fair enough, beat her fair and square. But honestly, she can do everything as well. She's a full MMA fighter. She's not just a striker, not just a grappler, not just a wrestler. She's everything. She can switch it all up. So I genuinely feel like flyweight, she is 100% up there.
Do you hate the UFC questions? Because, I mean, you're in the PFL. They're the ones who found you. Like, they put you in this position. They just made you a millionaire. Do you hate that question?
Yeah, no, I don't hate it, but I just feel like PFL deserve the respect. You know, like I said, they picked me up in Europe, you know, when I was like, not a big, I was known, but I wasn't massive, you know, so I'm not saying I'm massive now, but I've got a lot of attention recently. So they've helped me build that, you know, helped me build my followers, my fans, like they've, you know, give me opportunities like fighting in that Europe tournament, now in this PF. They didn't even have a flyweight division until I signed, you know, so the opportunities that they've given me, you can't forget that. And they might not be the UFC, but there's still an amazing promotion that has done a lot for me. So I definitely don't hate the UFC questions. I understand that people are interested in that, and there's a whole nother flyweight division there that people are excited to see me in. But there's still so much to give from PFL Europe, from PFL, and I've got to be grateful for the position that I'm in.
Let's break down the stylistic matchup that has fight fans salivating. Valentina Shevchenko is a master of distance management, using her kicks to control range before blitzing forward with combinations or takedown attempts. She's a decorated Muay Thai champion and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt with an incredible fight IQ. But here's where it gets interesting. Dakota Ditcheva might actually have some key advantages.
It needs to sign Dakota Ditcheva. Dakota is blowing up insane. That's because of the power and the technique and the skill that she possesses. It's on a different level. It's on a level that's so high, we can only imagine what Dakota Ditcheva, if she keeps on continue winning, if her confidence stays sky high, what she will develop in the next few years. She's still not even 30 years old. She's not even 35 years old. She's got a long time to go before she gets there, and she has so much to do in her career. The only question here would be, is Dakota Ditcheva ready for a Valentina Shevchenko? Would her coaches say that they want to develop her a little more? Being in the PFL, she hasn't faced UFC type of competition, but she finishes her fights fast and she runs through opponents like they're nothing. She might need another test, but we saw her fight Tila Santos, and we know that Tila Santos was an extreme test for Shevchenko. You never know when you match two people up, but what we do know is that these two are strikers at the core, and they're looking to hurt their opponent with strikes, but they both have tricks up their sleeve. You never know what they might do. Two of the best in the land, Valentina Shevchenko and Dakota Ditcheva. I want to see this fight. I do want to see this fight.
First, the height factor. At 5'8", Ditcheva would stand 3 inches taller than Shevchenko. That reach advantage could disrupt Shevchenko's preferred fighting distance and give Dakota opportunities to land her devastating body shots, an area where she seriously excels over Valentina. Second, the clinch game. While Shevchenko loves her head and arm throws from the clinch, Ditcheva's Muay Thai background makes her a master of clinch situations. We saw this against Santos, where she stuffed every takedown attempt and dominated with knees and elbows along the fence.
Is the target?
I think she has things to work on. I don't know how it's gonna play out for her, but yeah, she has potential.
Everyone is difficult with their own style. Everyone has power. Everyone has chances to knock out each other. I don't know what it's gonna be next. Who is going to be next, but I am here. No matter how old I am feeling great. Martial arts.
Third, the youth factor. Ditcheva is 26 to Shevchenko's 36. Bullet has been in wars, and Father Time is undefeated. Meanwhile, Dakota is just entering her prime years. The question isn't whether Ditcheva has the skills, it's whether she has the experience to handle the pressure of facing a legend like Shevchenko on the biggest stage. Now, let's talk business. Ditcheva is still under contract with PFL for another year, but don't think Dana White and the UFC brass haven't been paying attention.
The PFL should keep the UFC out of their mouth. When is Dakota Ditcheva going to the UFC?
I think people now, with me beating Tila Santos, they want to see like what else I'm capable of, so it's got to be something more.
Women want to be equal. And believe me when I tell you, women have proved here that they are equal. They have absolutely proven themselves, and people love the women's fights.
The numbers speak for themselves. Dakota has brought new eyes to women's MMA. Her unique background, training with her world champion kickboxer mother Lisa Howarth, and her finishing ability make her a marketable star. There's even talk of cross-promotional fights, especially with Saudi Arabia's Turki Al-Sheikh pushing for super fights between promotions. If they can make Francis Ngannou versus John Jones happen, why not Ditcheva versus Shevchenko? For
Ditcheva's ground game.
That's somebody that I've looked up to and watched in the UFC, and for me it's a very big moment. I feel like I bring in a lot of attention.
Now, Dakota is focused on enjoying her success and spending her $1 million prize money on family. But she's made it clear she wants to face the best competition available. I don't want people singing my praises and calling me the best fighter ever, because I understand there's better girls out there, she said. But I do feel like I have gained a little bit of respect now. The MMA community has been buzzing since Ditcheva's dominant performance. Social media exploded with comparisons to Shevchenko, with many fans boldly claiming Dakota is already better than the current version of Bullet. Expert analysts are split. Some believe Ditcheva's finishing power and youth give her a real shot against an aging Shevchenko. Others argue that championship experience and fight IQ can't be taught. You have to earn it in the biggest moments. What's undeniable is that this potential matchup has captured the imagination of fight fans worldwide. It represents the classic passing of the torch scenario, the aging legend versus the hungry young lion. Even Ditcheva acknowledges the intrigue. If I'm beating people like Santos now, think about what I'm going to be like when I'm 30 or 31. I've got a bright future for sure.
That would dig in deep for sure. Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble.
Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for the championship.
Not sure what that's all about.
The question remains, will we see this super fight happen, or will promotional politics keep these two warriors apart? So there you have it, fight fans. Dakota Ditcheva has officially put the flyweight division on notice. With her brutal knockout of Tila Santos, she's proven she belongs in conversations with the elite. Whether we'll see her face Valentina Shevchenko remains to be seen, but one thing is certain, the flyweight division just got a lot more interesting.
Kind of said that I thought the PFL was coddling this person, they were hiding her, all this stuff. Dakota Ditcheva, man, she proved me absolutely wrong. She's fire. That girl she is good. She's mean. She's nasty. She goes after people. She doesn't get decisions. She's knocking people out. She is making them quit. She is the breakout fighter.
I famously got hammered like 10 years ago saying women would never fight in the UFC. And then I met Ronda Rousey.
Right now, I'm not too sure that Shevchenko is the best 125er there is. Hey, man, she goes after.
What do you think? Can the 26-year-old British sensation dethrone the legendary Bullet? Or is Shevchenko's experience and championship pedigree too much for even a talent like Ditcheva? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more breaking MMA news and analysis. And this has been MMA Central. Keep training, keep fighting, and we'll see you next time.
The PFL should keep the UFC out of their mouth.
When is Dakota Ditcheva going to the UFC?
I think people now, with me beating Tila Santos, they want to see like what else I'm capable of, so it's got to be something more.
Women want to be equal. And believe me when I tell you, women have proved here that they are equal. They have absolutely proven themselves, and people love the women's fights. These women become big stars.
Dakota a superstar. What is up, Fiat? You're the next big thing. They look out your Lord. Great to see it, Fiat. Strong woman, good girl, looking all sexy.
great to finally meet you. Love it, love it. What's the crack? What were your black? Yeah, man, I'm walking myself here. Look, as superstar right there, 100%. Love it, bro. Don't hold the great fish, man. Good. All right, man, how you doing? Nice to meet you, man. All right?
When Dana White and Conor McGregor both issue warnings about the same fighter,